Good evening, friends. Welcome to the PANSIGHT webinar. First slide. So I assume the slide is visible and I'm audible. Today's talk is on psychology of loneliness. World Health Organization has designated loneliness as a global public health concern. Research shows that loneliness is as bad for health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. I was not aware of this information, this research information. While I was doing the reading and research to prepare this talk, I came across this information. That's a new information for me. What about you? Is it a new information for you? If it is a new information for you, in the chat box put why. Why means yes. Is it a new information for you also? Yes. Dr. Gomar, Dr. Jayachandran. Yes, I was really surprised. That is, the loneliness has got that kind of a negative impact on health. Purpose of today's talk: know what is loneliness. Know the causes behind loneliness. There's no point in just knowing what is loneliness, the why. You must know why people feel lonely. Then what is the impact of loneliness on health? When I say health, physical health, mental health, emotional health. All those things we are going to see when I show you some more slides. And lastly, knowing is not enough. Yeah, now you become aware of your problem. Now, solution: how to manage loneliness. This talk is based on FEQT. F for facts, experience. I'll be sharing some of my own personal experience and how I managed those challenging situations. Quotations, obviously, my addiction. Some people are addiction, different kinds of addiction. My addiction is reading and collecting quotations and proverbs. I've been doing this for more than 40 years. And I have a personal collection of more than 40,000 quotes and proverbs. My dear friends, please remember this one. Take my advice seriously. Wisdom. Usually you don't get wisdom by reading other books. But every quotation, inside the quotation, there's knowledge and wisdom. So that is the power. Quotations are packed with knowledge and wisdom. Proverbs also. Then thinking. This is my hobby. I think. I'm not a great philosopher, but just like a philosopher, I usually ask many questions. Why? Philosophers ask those questions. Why? And why not also? That is my creative thinking skill. Philosophers ask only why. But I ask the question, why not? So that is the difference. So I enjoy thinking. As usual, I share few titles on this subject and this topic. The Art of Being Alone, Transforming Loneliness, the Loneliness Epidemic. Now let us look at the definition of loneliness. First, we must know what exactly is loneliness. Loneliness is a state of the mind. I repeat, is a state of the mind. It does not depend on external factors. You may be lying in bed next to your partner. Okay, you may be in a party. You may be in the office and still feel lonely. My dear friends, do you think that definition makes sense? If it makes sense, type why. Does it make sense? Yes, Dr. Indranathan? Yes. Ashi Jain? Yes. Only two people? Oh, yes. Thank you, Amendrinji. Yes. So, we have to have a clear understanding. If you think this person has got many people in the home and he always attends many parties, that doesn't mean that he doesn't feel lonely. There was a Malayalam movie, Alkoottathil Thaniye. Seema it is a heroine-oriented story. If I remember correctly, M.T. Vasudevan Nair. I.V. Shashi directed that movie. How many of you have seen that movie? If you have seen that movie, put why. That box, why? Alkoottathil Thaniye. Yes, Dr. Ravindranath, no. Okay. Dr. Jayachandran, yes. If you have not watched, it is worth watching that movie. Alkoottathil Thaniye. That is how. And this happens especially for the celebrities, actors, especially most of them, they feel lonely. They may be surrounded by thousands of fans. And that would explain why some of these guys, they ended drug abuse, that cope with that loneliness. Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, like that, they died because of drug overdose. Loneliness. Mother Teresa says, loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty. Now, I'm sure that you will agree with me. A significant number of elderly people, their children are away, either outside Kerala or outside India. And the children, most of them, they don't even bother to call them. Just a 5-minute call and talk. That would make a big difference. And they feel unwanted, abandoned. Am I sharing a fact or is it just my imagination? If it is a fact and if you agree, put A, alphabet A. Type in alphabet A. A, Dr. Ashi Jain, Govamarji, A. It is an ugly truth. They feel unwanted. No longer. All they did was the children, they thought. So they loved them. No, they saw their parents as just ATM only. Just ATM. No love. Sharath, please, Suraj, please mute the microphone of somebody whose microphone is unmuted. Fame always brings loneliness. Success is as ice cold and lonely as the North Pole. She's an Austrian writer. My friend Anthony Puthenpurikal is here. He is from Vienna. So I don't know whether he has heard about this. During the discussion, he can share his thoughts. Loneliness is the universal problem of rich people. If the more and more rich, when the tangible assets go up, up, up. The intangible asset, that is the friendship, that one goes down, down. You have more number of homes, lot of buildings, assets, bank balance, and all those things. You will gain. Now, enemies. Some of your friends may feel jealous about you. And the relations, they will immediately come and approach you for money. Yeah. You have that much money. Give me that money. Then what happens? You cannot meet the expectations of everybody. They will turn against you. They will badmouth you about you. Do you agree at this point? More wealth, more enemies. Agree? Chat box. Yay. Roy Cherianji. Yay. Yes. And you won't find a beggar doesn't have any enemies. Nobody hates a beggar. Okay? They will only feel pity. But if you are filthy rich, oh, Adani, yeah. How many people are? They hate Adani. The politicians, many people. So that is what happens. I used to think the worst thing in life was to end up all alone. It's not. The worst thing in life is to end up with people who make you feel all alone. Robin Williams was a great actor, comedian. Do you know what happened to him? If you don't know, put N. In the chat box, N. If you don't know, put N. He died in 2014. Evindanath Bindu, no. Gomarji, no. Okay. He committed suicide. 2014. His movie, I must have watched that movie at least 5 or 6 times. Mrs. Doubtfire. In Tamil, Kamal Haasan made that one Avvai Shanmugi. That guy committed suicide. I'm sure that most probably the cause must have been feeling that emptiness. If you are afraid of loneliness, don't marry. Anton Chekhov, do you know who he is? If you don't know, put N. Anton Chekhov, the Russian playwright and a physician. He lived up to the age of only 44 and he married when he was 41 years old. Another 3 years. So he was actually afraid of getting married. So he said, loneliness, don't marry. And he died from tuberculosis. And I will share a real life story. 6 years back when I was working, a patient who was 84 years old came to my clinic with a lot of symptoms about I'm not able to get sleep, and I'm this one, and am I worrying and everything. Then I asked him, routinely asked, okay, are you living by yourself? Are you married? You're 84 years old. People may be widower or something like that. Or do you have any children? Oh yeah, I'm married. I have children. And then, so you're not single. Then I said, you're not single. He said, no, doctor, I'm married, but I'm single. Because my wife, she passed away from 6 years back. Then I was feeling very lonely. So I wanted somebody to be with me as a company. So I married this woman. And after I married her, my children, they won't even talk to me. So they stopped talking to me or even visiting me. And this woman, she is so greedy. She doesn't show any love for this one. She married me for my assets, it seems. She's making my life a hell. Wanting this thing, that thing, everything. So now we are separated. She's married. I have filed a case and it is waiting for the divorce. And I think that I will lose 50% of my assets because here in USA, divorce, the wife gets 50% of your assets. So now this guy, because of loneliness, he married. Now he has lost all his peace of mind and he's going to lose his wealth also. So Anton Chekhov's that advice, remember that one. Okay? If you are afraid of loneliness, don't marry. Is this story interesting? If it is interesting, this is a real story. Interesting, put why? Yes, Ravindranji, yes. This is what happened. Okay. He should have read that Anton Chekhov's quotation long time back. If he had read, that guy would not have married and made his life a hell. There is no loneliness like the loneliness of a dead marriage. Physical consequences of loneliness. What happens? A prolonged, a chronic loneliness. 29% increased risk of heart disease. 32% increased risk of stroke, that is paralysis. And 50% increased risk of developing dementia. I'm a medical doctor, so I'm really competent to say something more about the dementia. Our mind is like a muscle. If you don't exercise, your muscles will become flabby, weak. The same way, if you don't exercise your mind, then what happens? The memory. A memory is like a muscle. Actually, memory is a muscle. You don't have to exercise that memory. When you have friends, you talk to the friends. And when you go to work also at the office, you interact with people, your memory is better. After retirement, if you are a couch potato, if you don't interact with anybody, and if you are lonely, then soon that memory power will go down. Risk of dementia. Is this point clear? If it is clear, then put C, alphabet C. I want to make sure because dementia is a real problem. It is not something imaginary. And now more and more people are suffering from dementia. The worst thing, you won't be able to take care of yourself. Our professor, and she was not only professor, she became all the more top position. Divorced, and she was living by herself. And when she was around the age of 80, gradually developed dementia, and she had somebody to help her take care of this one. And that woman with her boyfriend, they cheated nearly some 15 lakh rupees from her bank account. She trusted, she signed the bank check, money is gone. That is what is happening. Dementia. Your judgment will be impaired. You won't be able to take the right decisions. Loneliness breeds negative emotions. Breeding means it creates, it generates fear. I have created an acronym that is the FADA for it easy to remember. Fear, anxiety, depression, anger. I will explain each one. Fear. I know when I was in Trivandrum for 5.5 years, some of my friends, when I visit them, one guy subscribed to Kerala Kaumudi newspaper, Malayalam newspaper. And in my home, we don't subscribe to Kerala Kaumudi newspaper. So when I look at that one, I take them and in the front page some news, then I ask that person, hey, did you read this news? Oh, no. So you didn't read this news? Then what do you read? Did you read the newspaper? Oh, yes. He told me every day what he does is he opens that obituary column obituary page. And he reads the obituary page only. Looks whether any of his friends or relatives, they have kicked the bucket. If they have kicked the bucket, he will call them. Endu patti? What happened? And the age also younger patient will ask. And if that person says, oh, he had cancer or he died of heart attack, then this person starts feeling fear because he is living by himself. Oh, if I get cancer, then what will happen? Who will be here to take care of me? Then anxiety. Every day he was living with the fear and anxiety. Royji is here. So Royji, you may be aware that some people, they read only the obituary page. Yes. That's all what they do. They are so lonely. And they worry a lot. Then depression. Then anger. Because now there's nobody to help you for anything. Whatever, anything you need, you have to do. You have to go and get it. And you are getting aged. So that anger. So easy to remember. I created that acronym FADA. F-A-D-A. Fear, anxiety, depression, anger. I told you earlier, I will give you the solutions also. I'm not simply making you aware of all these problems. There's no point in creating awareness and making you also feel worried. Towards the end, solution 4, to protect yourself from feeling lonely. That is Reddiar key guarantee. You must have heard Modi key guarantee. So this is Reddiar key guarantee. Now comes the term solitude. Solitude is a peaceful state of being alone. Here also you are alone. A peaceful state of being alone. Experiencing solitude means feeling calm and happy while spending time with yourself. Loneliness expresses the pain of being alone, whereas solitude expresses the glory of being alone. Is this clear? If it is clear, put C. Then I will share with you the tips and tricks to enjoy that solitude. So you want to know how to convert the loneliness into solitude. That is the key to enjoy life. Okay, thank you, Royji. Everybody, clear. Hemendranji, clear. Thank you. If you make friends with yourself, you will never be alone. Maxwell Waltz. Children, look at the children. You can learn many things from children. Young kids. You give them a toy or put them in front of a TV and video cartoon. They will enjoy. Will they complain, I am feeling bored? I am feeling lonely? Will they? No. No. The same way as adults also, we must know how to keep ourselves engaged just like the children. That is the trick. And look at that picture. That kid is, comfortable. Very, very peaceful. The worst loneliness is not to be comfortable with yourself. Mark Twain, writer and humorist. Mark Twain, many tragedies in his life. He had 4 children. He lost all the 3 children. First child somewhere around 2 years old, another one 24, another one 29, and he lost his wife also some 7 or 8 years before his death. Then how did you cope with that loneliness? A The writers, they rarely feel lonely because their mind is always about the creative, productive thinking. Royji is nodding his head, right? So writers are exercising their mind, everything. So they are very in a blissful state. They enjoy, they love solitude because there's no interruption, no disturbance. So that they'll be able to write and everything, whatever thoughts, everything comes, editing and all those things. So 4 children, 3 children during your lifetime you lose, and your wife is also gone. Better be alone than in bad company. Proverb. I'm going to show the Spanish proverb. In a choice between bad company and loneliness, the second is preferable. Do you agree? If you agree, put A. Put A, please. A, Binduji, A. A, Raji, Komarji, A. And so, one more slide, then I'll show you that I did that one. That's what I did to protect my sanity. Sometimes it is better to be alone. No one can hurt you that way. Bad company, I don't hesitate in. I cut that one. No way. Why should I put up with that one and make my life miserable? Even if that relationship is or friendship or whatever it is, 10 years old or 20 years old, doesn't matter. The moment you realize it is a bad company, then if you want to, just like the surgery, being a medical doctor, if there is gangrene in the foot, they amputate that part to save. Same way here also, amputate that relationship. Have I made myself crystal clear? If I have made this point clear, this is a very important point. But why? Because many people, they hesitate. Oh, so he has been known to me for so many years. How can I avoid this one? Or he is this one. What will he think? What will he think? What will she think? No. Your life, priority. Better be alone than be in the bad company. People with a positive mindset don't feel lonely. That is my own quotation. People with a positive mindset, then obviously you would want me to. You would ask me the question, hey doc, what should I do to develop a positive mindset? So you are saying with a positive mindset, okay, no, tell me how. I'm going to tell you how. How to develop a positive mindset? Engage in positive self-talk. Even if you are alone, every time we talk to somebody who is inside our head, we engage in conversation when we are awake, always somebody talks to us from the inner voice. Do this one, do that one, don't do this one. Am I right? So there is somebody. With that somebody, you engage in a positive self-talk. Negative this one, you have to say, stop, shut up. I do that one. Whenever some kind of a negative this one comes from inside, I talk to myself, stop. It is our so-called subconscious mind. So give that be firm, stop. No, stop. And think of positive self-talk, optimism, hope. Spend time with positive people. After this talk, just do an auditing. Find how many people in your circle, they are with a positive energy. Some people always, they try to demoralize, demotivate you. In my previous talk, talks, I shared that one. When I wanted to go abroad at the age of 40, take the exams for MRCP and all those things, all negative. Oh, seriously, middle age. You are stupid. And do you think that you can pass all those exams? They will throw a wet towel. Your enthusiasm, everything. Avoid them. Be in the company of positive. Only one teacher. Even some of my teachers, they try to discourage me. They say, you are already an assistant professor. Hey, but now in another 5 years' time, you will become the unit chief, then you will be the professor and head of the department. Why the hell do you want to go there and work as a senior house officer, a very junior position? There's one professor. I'm always grateful. Dr. T.D.G. Pillai. He was retired. And I went to his home and I told him, sir, I'm thinking of going abroad. He's the only person that that's a good decision. You'll be able to learn something new. How the medicine is practiced in the West. Then, at the same time, he gave me very good advice. He told me, passing the MRCP examination is not easy. And he himself failed that examination. He was able to pass only the second time. And he told me the names of some other doctors who had to take two or three attempts. He told me, if you fail, don't pack up and come back. Don't pack up and come back. Stay there. Try this one again. And be positive. You can. So like that, then over a period of time, I have avoided and I have eliminated people with a lot of negativism. I seek the company of people with a positivity. Read inspirational quotes. I told you, quotations. The power of quotations. Don't underestimate that one. Actually, that is my strength. Take care of your physical health. Yes. I told you I will share my own personal story. If your physical health is not good, see right now I'm 70 plus. If your physical health is not good, obviously, you will develop all sorts of this fear, anxiety if you are alone. So I have been here, living by myself for more than 9 years. My physical health, if it's not good, then I will worry. Oh, what will happen if I do this one? What will happen? What will happen? Who will take care of it? How do you take care of your physical health? Avoid eating junk food. Simple and straightforward. That's not what is happening in India. In Trivandrum, there's a mall. Some families, every week, they go there in the food court and spend some 2,000 rupees eating junk food. And the fast food, the Kentucky Fried Chicken, McDonald's, and the pizza, everything. You ruin your own health. Good health. If you are alone, you won't worry. And I don't drink Pepsi, Coke, or any of those things. No. Orange juice, it is sugared. No. I eat raw fruits, nuts and seeds, home cooked food. There are plenty of women. Can't you cook? And can't you serve food at home? You are inviting all sorts of health problems. And in old age, health problems. If you are not healthy, problem. Exercise. 30 minutes of walk is more than enough. You don't have to go to a gym and do the weightlifting and the walking treadmill and everything. I walk 30 minutes every day. That's all. So I have shared from my own personal this one story, how to keep your body fit and healthy. Certain genetic problems you cannot avoid. For example, diabetes, you may get that. But again, if you watch your diet and do the exercise regularly, the control will be very good. Remember to laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. If you laugh, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphin levels will go up. Endorphin is the painkiller. Body generates that painkiller. Many knee pain, back pain, and all those things, even headache. Yes, your own body is a pharmacy. It generates that one. Watch. This is what I do. The comedy clicks. Malayalam movie, Jagadish Srikumar, Srinivasan, Innocent, all those comedy. Tamil, Vivek, Vadivelu, Golda Thangavelu, I watch them and I laugh. You cannot suppress laughter if you watch that Kilikam Jagadish Srikumar, that one. I must have watched that one some 20 or 30 times. Do you agree that Kilikam, that one is one of the best, that one? If you agree, put yay. I want to know whether you have watched that Jagadish Srikumar, that Kilikam. Yes, Biduji, yes, yes, Royji. Watch that one. This is a trick. Long time back, one M.S. Udayamurthy, he was a psychologist. He is no more. He was in USA. He used to write in the popular Tamil magazines like Ananda Vigadan and Kumudam. There is how to cope with stress, how to cope with the depression. Mentally, at that time, the computer was not there. Mentally, you, in your mind's screen, visualize a comedy scene you watched in a movie. You replay that one. You will immediately start laughing. The anger, negative emotions, they will immediately vanish. That is a point. So I have given you the tips again. When you ask, I told you not just the problems, what to do, how to do. Simple, inexpensive, easy. How to manage loneliness. Learn to enjoy your own company, I told you. I enjoy my own company. How do I do? My own personal story. I love reading non-fiction books. Either from the library, most of the time. Or we have the bookshop. There you can go and sit and you can read. Or online reading. Then especially when this COVID has done it is a real blessing for me. After the COVID only, I started doing this webinar. So every week when I'm giving a webinar, there's a new topic. Yes, I use that time for reading, research, collecting that one, then thinking how to, everything. So I love my own company. Enjoy my own company. Build new friendships offline. I have more than, especially after the COVID, I was able to gain some 20 to 30 new friends. After the webinar, some contacts. And I have a close friends, some few friends are very close. I talk to them almost every day, 15 to 30 minutes. Then the other friends, once or twice a week. I must have talked to Roy Ji at least some 6 or 7 times. Am I right? And this is Jayachandran Ji again. I have never seen them in face to face 8 times. And the Srikumar Nair Ji, I must have talked to at least more than some 30 times. Am I right? 30 times. At least I talk to him at least 2 or 3 times a week. And my dear friend, Dr. Shaji Prabharan, again, after last so many years, reacquainted with him some 6 months back. And when he was in USA visiting his son, I used to talk to him almost every day. There's no excuse because we have the smartphone and we have this one WhatsApp. It won't cost you anything. Call them. No online friendship. Online friendship is not real friendship. It is fake. It gives you an illusion. Develop new hobbies or revive old hobbies. New hobbies here. Typical American. After retirement, they pick up some new hobby, carpentry, or playing guitar, or playing this one, or painting, or whatever it is. And when they go there, they get new friends, meet new people, new friends. I joined AARP, that is American Association of Retired People, just a couple of years back. They have monthly meeting. I go there. They asked me to, they have included me in their speakers bureau. I give talks on health problems. That is the way. I walk the talk. I preach what I practice. So these are the things everybody can do, everybody should do. Compare yourself to people who are worse off. Never compare yourself to a person who is better off. Then you will feel miserable. A guy, middle income guy, if he compares himself to, Adani, the Ambani, that guy is very rich and all this, you will feel miserable. Compare yourself to people who are very unfortunate. Then you will be happy. Oh my goodness, I'm much better off. That's what I do. And whenever I used to feel down at work, in my consultation room, there are three pictures: Helen Keller, Nelson Mandela, and Stephen Hawking. So now when my work environment was very hostile, my supervisor was harassing me like anything. When I feel down, I look at Helen Keller. Oh my goodness, she was able to overcome in spite of 3 handicaps. By God's grace, I can hear well, I can see well, and I can speak. I should not be complaining. I can, and I will. Nelson Mandela, in solitary confinement, 27 years. He can receive or write a letter once in 6 months. He can have a visitor once in a year. They tried to break him down, to make him feel lonely and miserable. No. He converted to solitude. He enjoyed. In my case also, my supervisor, because when I filed legal cases against her for discrimination and harassment, she retaliated. She removed me from direct patient care and she sent me to a different building. And that building was not a hospital. And I was asked to sit in a cubicle. And gag order. I should not talk to patients. I should not talk to my nurses or anybody. And my job is to review the lab results and then address those things. And if I want to communicate, there's by email. Only the patient care related. 8 months from morning 8 to 4:30. That is solitary confinement. She thought that I will break down, I will resign and run away. No, I didn't. I knew that how to manage that situation. I used to take some books with me on non-fiction books. So in between, I read that one. I didn't. 8 months, my dear friends. I'm a survivor. Get a pet for companionship, Dog, the best pet. Look at Amrandamai. They don't feel lonely at all. Look at the company. APJ Abdul Kalam. Look at Modi again. Look at all the children. They are vying to get his handshake. And Rahul Gandhi. That is why they don't feel lonely. Social media creates an illusion of friendship. Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. No. People are lonely because they build walls instead of bridges. Okay, this was my promise. Did I meet my promise? Now, are you fully aware of what loneliness is, what solitude is, and how to manage? If you are fully aware, if this session has helped you, put why? Because I want to make sure that whether Reddiar ki guarantee I have. Yes, Gomarji, Binduji. Yes, Royji. Yes. Because I don't make any empty promises. I don't make any empty promises. And I preach only what I practice. Murali Mohanlalji, thank you. Upcoming talks next week, psychology of intuition. After that, psychology of prejudice. Now we have 10 minutes. first I welcome questions. Questions related to this topic. And if you ask a question, be brief. Then at 9 o'clock, I will stop the recording. But I am not going to end the meeting. 9 o'clock, I stop the recording. Then we can have discussion. Okay. Questions? Please raise your hands if you have any questions. Yes, Dementia. Unmute your microphone and ask me a question.
Yeah. There is an issue with the old age people. Usually, if their wife is also dead before they die, they really naturally feel lonely, as we said in the talk, because their children, however close them to the parent or father is, they may find it difficult to talk to him regularly due to their other day-to-day jobs. So how one can meet this issue, especially at the old age?
That's a good question. Dr. Ravindranath, I have some of my friends in this circle. Their children are in Canada and other countries. Such a loving, caring children. They are lucky. Their son, one Balachandran, my friend, he is a retired banker, senior from the SBT. Almost 3 or 4 times his son talks. Because when I talk to him, he may say, "Hey, Venu, my son is calling. Okay, shall we talk tomorrow?" And that kind of relationship. And I have seen some other people also. Their daughters, again, they call from abroad. They are overseas. So like that, if you are lucky, there are again God's blessings also. Then you will have that one. Then you have no choice. You cannot choose your parents, you cannot choose your children, but you can choose your friends. That is where develop new friendship. That's what I did. In here also, in my neighborhood, 3 white people. That is, I got acquainted with them. One is a retired nurse. That guy is around 63 years old. Another person, he is a Uber driver. That is what he is doing. The third person is a used car salesperson. And I just knock at the door. "Hi, how are you? Do you have 5 minutes?" And I sit and talk to them. And then, best way is, I cook. I told you I'm not a very good cook, but whatever I cook is palatable. So I make some dishes and I share it with them. Oh, they love that one. Just 2 days back, I made a dish with beans. The first time, the mayo coba beans from Mexico. I made a curry for chapati. And I took that one to them. Oh, they loved it. Then a couple of young families, one from Bengal, another from Tamil Nadu. They are also in this apartment complex. Acquainted with them. We should not let the ego come in the way. That those guys are at least 30 years younger than me. I talk to them. Show them respect. That way, a widower, wife is gone, children are not there. New friendship relationship. And if it's a residents association, become a member and be active in their activities and all those things. Library, especially in Trivandrum, your public library, university library, and go there, borrow books. That's all my suggestion. Okay, anybody else? You want to ask any question? What happened? Nobody's asking any question? Okay, if there are no questions, then why don't you... okay, Gomar, you want to ask a question? You have turned on your camera.
Question, can you see me? You can see me?
Yeah, I can see you, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Gomer, say something. Gomer is lucky. He is living with his wife and his son also living with him.
Yeah. Then people started asking me, see, why you are 70, why you are still going, you are after money like that. But the thing is that, see, still I take some classes for postgraduates. So acquainting with your junior colleagues, even interacting with your patients, their relations, then also with your students. So definitely that's the most important thing to keep you active. And as you said, so you don't feel lonely, because see, now I am not giving that much time for work, but still at least 3 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening, I just have a small practice at home, because maybe some of my uh, neighbors or people, because I am staying here for about 36 years. So that already two generations I am treating. So they have come with some mild ailments. I can see, not for money, but for evening 2 hours easily I can spend. So I was telling that, see, if people are similarly who are teachers, I know so many people, teachers, that are taking tuition for somebody. So this is a way you are also benefited. You can spend your time in a good way, and others are also benefited. So in between, as you know, we are talking in between also. I am watching your program also. So I think that if you have got some job, and if possible, age should not be a bar to continue, because our professors who are 80 years are still doing surgery from 8 to 8. I know Dr. Professor Vijayan, surgery professor, he is still doing surgery. It's a very good surgeon. He's still working. So I think that still it permits, your health permits, it's better that you at least work for some time, so that you don't feel lonely. So I think
Yes,
that working in your field for
yes,
some time
Gomar,
helps.
you're absolutely right. I would advise you to break the relationship with those guys who are saying that why are you working again? Stop talking to them, cut them off, because they are all negative people. Maybe they are feeling lonely. They are feeling jealous that you are having a happy life, you are enjoying. So they want you to make you also feel miserable. So saying that, okay, discourage you, why money? Sit at home. Okay. Ignore that one. Never follow that one. Look at the Bill Gates again. After some time, he stopped being there and he is in a different way. He stopped being the chairman of the Microsoft and he is into some kind of philanthropic and other activities. The same way, the Narayana Murthy is no longer. But they do other things. Other things. Be active. Don't be a couch potato. And we know that is Dr. K.P. Paulos. He's in Trivandrum. He's now going to be 89 years old.
Yeah.
3 days a week.
Yeah, he's also
fine.
active. Yeah.
Right. Fine. 3 days. Fine. And our friend Dr. Jayachandran, he is again now 70 plus. And he again works from 9 to 5. Okay? At the Nirmangar. There's nothing harm. That is it. It is not. You have that knowledge and skill. You are using it for the benefit of others. And for me, I have the knowledge. I have the skills. I'm sharing it with the people. That's what I can do. No problem. And I told you in the past also, I'm financially stable and secure. When I'm financially stable and secure, I don't have to sit and think about money at all. Then I'm trying to use my time in a different way. That's it. And here I'm not going back to the practice right now, because the harassment, discrimination, and the retaliation I faced with all those false allegations of sexual harassment, false allegations of physical harassment. I was lucky. I survived. Otherwise, I would have been jailed. And then I would not be able to conduct this webinar and talk to you about feeling the psychology of loneliness, because I will be in a jail. I will be inside a prison. Okay?
Okay, bye.
Right.
Others may be asking questions.
Yeah. Anybody else? We have 1 more minute. If you want to ask a question, quickly.
Dr. Hemachandran said.
Yeah, go ahead.
Any shortcut to solitude?
Shortcut to solitude. Okay. Is there a shortcut for getting a baby delivered within 2 months? If you want to get pregnancy and deliver a baby, it takes 9 months. Okay, shortcut is not good. So here also, there is no shortcut. If it is as a shortcut, then I would become a billionaire. All that I have to do is say shortcut to solitude. I'll be a billionaire number 1. Adani will be number 2. Ambani will be number 3. Okay, there is no shortcut. Okay,
Now
I'm
you
sorry.
know how worth is that solitude.
Right. Okay, so I was able to convert this one to solitude. So I have shared everything, what I did and what I am doing. Follow my footsteps. Just to
Yes.
follow my footsteps.
Thank you.
Right, that's all. Okay, now I'm going to stop the recording, but the meeting is not over. Then, once you get this video recording, please try to share it with as many friends as possible, because many people, they don't know how to cope with loneliness. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording only.